Welcome to your source for research, innovation, news, insights, and commentary. This is Research Business Daily Report, and we're sponsored today and this week by 4i, the science of growth. 4i wants you to know that if you're an insights and analytics practitioner, you're invited to a special webinar this coming Friday where one and all can learn about how to become a rock star in the field. More about that session at the end of today's report. Mike Moran, senior strategist at Conversian, authored an insightful blog posting about how and where social media research is fitting with market research inside client companies. Quoting Moran, social media is not able to replace all uses for market research today, and it won't for many years. But Moran says that he has clients who have been using social media for market research, including one whose market intelligence team has worked and used social media for several years. Yet, Moran says even that client understands that social media is only going to be part of market research, at least right now. There are related issues that are driving social media's use within the research context. Market research suffers from the dilemma of being unable to get answers to questions that it does not ask. Not to mention a lack of control over surveys that change people's answers. So Moran asserts that smart clients are now applying social media listening in order to find out things they couldn't find out with traditional research. And then, if it's necessary, they can check those social media learnings using surveys and focus groups. Moran's closing point, I thought, was probably his most salient. He said that social media, as part of market research, has to be understood as a much more impactful element within the company. That's because social media has greater internal impact outside the terrain of market research, but inside the company than even research does. That has to be acknowledged, and those effects need to be evaluated. He cited everyday implications across many corporate functions, things like customer service, marketing, public relations, and product development. And Moran added, the list goes on and on. Let's move on ourselves. We want to talk about the analytical skill market shortage. You know, it isn't getting any better, and everyone is in agreement that absolutely something's got to be done about it, and preferably sooner rather than later. But what needs to happen, and by whom? Companies are eager to hire anybody who's got the IT technology know-how that will enable them to come on board and quickly assist the maximizing of marketing return on investment. Now, in the past few weeks, RBDR has featured a handful of experts who believe the analytical expertise needed by businesses actually already does exist. But those technicians, well, they're sitting in college classrooms. That means they are at least a few years away from having some important effect, and even when they pass over the academic threshold and enter the workforce, their numbers are probably going to be insufficient to meet the huge demand. So, we welcome Teradata and the Teradata University Network, who are stepping up. They're making marketing applications, tools, and curricula freely available to university, faculty, and students across the country. The coverage includes dozens of marketing topics. Users can learn effective business management of marketing activities, creation and evaluation of messages sent to customers, and even control over inbound customer communications. And the teaching materials include hands-on assignments for students, as well as real-world studies presented on videos and in articles, white papers, and infographics. Relevant skills that can be learned encompass how to identify and understand trends, patterns, and hidden insights for businesses. And as I mentioned at the start of this news item, it's free. I told a meeting at Michigan State University dealing with the next generation of market researchers back in May, and where would these people come from? That we as an industry need to reach out to college and universities with undergraduate programs that provide foundational, essential research industry skills. Teradata wasn't at that meeting, but boy, I'm pleased that they're carrying the torch that we tried to light back then. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored by 4i, offering the science of growth. 4i is hosting a webinar this Friday, August the 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, where they will reveal results of their groundbreaking benchmarking study of the insights and analytics functions that many CPG, pharma, and retail companies. You can find out how to turn insights and analytics stragglers within your organization into rock stars. So we've got a link to get you signed up to this content-filled webinar. It's in the email that went out today to RBDR subscribers, and it's also in the content box underneath this video. Get involved, click on it, and get to that webinar on Friday. Have a great research day, and we will see you back here with us tomorrow.